Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, according to where you are. Welcome to the TaiyangNews special webinar, Unlocking the Utility Potential of BC Technology. BC here is a short term for back contact cell architecture. Of course, it's also a module technology. So, in this 1.5 hour webinar, we will exclusively focus on the potential of back contact technology in utility applications. My name is Shravan Chunduri. I am head of technology at Taiyang News. The event is part of our regular online conference offerings, and as usual, organized by our team in Asia and Europe. Yeah, so this event is actually exclusively sponsored by LONGi Solar, one of the pioneer of the BC technology. LONGi has played quite an important role in scaling up BC technology into gigawatt scale manufacturing. Indeed, LONGi is also one among handful companies that is operating a gigawatt scale power production based on BC technology. So, if you are new to us, a couple of words on the housekeeping. Zoom has an unmoderated chat window, and we have enabled this function. We consider this as a virtual coffee room where anyone can talk to anyone. Simulating this coffee room virtually, we strongly recommend using this chat function to ask questions, initiate a discussion, or even answer a question, even though it is not really directed to you. But as I just mentioned, this is a non-moderated area, so please keep the netiquettes and be always nice with your comments, even if you don't agree with statements from what is possibly a competitor. Okay, so coming to today's topic, which is unlocking the utility potential of BC technology. It is interesting that back contact has been around for more than 2 decades, not just as a real concept, but has been around, has been in the form of a commercial product that one can buy. I think, if I'm not wrong, the back contact product was introduced somewhere around 2001. No, sorry, 2004, I think. Yeah. Um, but the back contact technology was mainly for the super premium rooftop segment. Reason? High complex process and consequently higher cost. However, a few of PV manufacturers have invested heavily in the technology to overcome these cost and complexity bottlenecks. Actually, LONGi is one among those pioneers. And actually, a very interesting fact here is that LONGi has driven the progress of BC on both on research as well as commercial front, because the LONGi currently holds the highest crystalline silicon, which is single junction efficiency, world record for 27.81, and this record is based on BC cell architecture. So on commercial front, BC has been optimized in several areas to improve the performance and lower the complexity, thereby the cost. So, which is also quite obvious when you are looking at the commercially available modules. But I think the most significant development with respect to BC, that is overcoming an inherent limitation of BC, which is it cannot be bifacial. But I think this is a real breakthrough when several manufacturers came together and were able to debottleneck this main limitation. So overcoming this barrier has opened the doors for the large scale utility projects, to be deployed. Okay, so on this background, let's move to the today's agenda. We have two speakers, Alex Lee, who is the Senior Director of Global Product at LONGi, and we have Christos Monokrosos, who is Global Segment Coordinator for TÜV Rhineland. And, Tang News is also somewhat involved in the analysis of BC technology through our reports and mainly with the top modules feature. So as an introduction, I will also give a brief presentation on top modules analysis from BC perspective. And after these three presentations, we will also have a panel with Alex and Christos. The topic of the panel is from premium to utility, scaling BC technology for large-scale deployment. We once again would like to thank our sponsor, LONGi, before starting the session. But one more thing, during our events, one of the FAQ was how to access the presentations. So for everyone, the event is being recorded. We will share the recordings of these presentations on Tang News YouTube channel. So then let me share my screen. I am going to give an introduction presentation. Yes, now I can share my screen. Hopefully you can see. I hope so. So, okay, this is the title of my presentation, BC Leading the Way in Efficiency, Top Solar Modules Analysis from a BC Perspective. So, as I said earlier, Tang News has been covering the BC technology, as a BC technology. So one of the deep dive was through our cell and module technology trends report, which we released during the early of this year. In this, BC was one of the major subjects. So among TOPCon, heterojunction, so BC was also one of the subject. In this report, we covered key technology trends of BC, starting with wafer, then cells and modules. Like all other reports from Tang News, this report is also available for, free download. And then BC was also the integral part of our top modules analysis reports. Today, I'm going to summarize the BC part of the top modules analysis. So since I said so many times what is top modules analysis, probably a lot of you know it, but let me also give some background information. So Tang News started the top modules feature from the beginning of 2022. The feature is about listing the modules with top efficiencies. The idea behind was it to make a rewarding list for technically advanced module products, and of course also to educate the segment. In this list, we basically considered 21.5% as the benchmark for efficiency, and we have listed only commercially available top modules from each cell technology stream of one module maker, which I will explain a little more in detail. So the selection criteria for the top modules is, as I just mentioned, first benchmark is efficiency, which is 21.5%. And we only include products from integrated cell and module makers. So that means the module maker sourcing cells cells externally cannot be included into our list. And we only list the commercial availability. I think this is the key part for us. Commercial available modules means the complete data should be available on company's website, and it must be available for purchase. So that means we don't take just announcements into consideration. We also do a little background check regarding the efficiency certification, and we also require a little bit of the shipment data, and also the manufacturing data, how much this is into the commercial production. So this will help us to evaluate if the product is commercially available. So, and as far as a little more clarification, one product from one module maker. So we take only the top of one technology stream. So for example, if the company is offering, two different product streams based on TOPCon technology, and that still has 21.5% or above, then we take only the top efficient product. And if the module maker is offering two different technology streams like TOPCon and heterojunction, then we take both the products. So at the end is the key to enter our list is commercial availability of the product. So this is about the top modules feature, and what you see in each of this feature published on monthly basis, a graph and a table like this, which you see here on the right side. So this is the most recent one we released in September, and but we have been doing this from 2022 beginning. So we have several of these top module versions, and we really looked them completely. Then we saw that you can draw several interesting trends. So we got this idea of presenting an analysis of top modules results for a period of time. And then we executed this idea. Now we are releasing 2 reports per year presenting the analysis of top modules. One comes at the end of the first half, and the other one comes at the end of the year. So what we are analyzing here, we present analysis of top 3 efficiencies, then top of each technology, then efficiency progress of each technology. And we also sorted products according to the power, again, top 3 power ratings and top power of each technology. So today, that's what also I'm going to talk about, the BC portion of this top modules analysis. So one more general slide on the top modules analysis. So we see that the number of products in top modules are coming down. So somewhere I saw a nice slogan, sometimes falling numbers is a good news. Probably, so if high efficiency is good news, that is what the top modules number also indicate, because the falling numbers here, the number of products is mainly due to the companies are signing off from the PERC technology. So they're ceasing their commercial activities in PERC technology, and all leading suppliers are focusing on more N-type technologies. So as you can see here, the top 3 ranks are really the BC technology in our top modules list. And as far as the companies, there are only 4 companies that are representing this segment. These are LONGi, ICO, Maxion, and SPIC. And this also tells that BC is not an easy nut to crack. On the other hand, if you have attended any of the trade shows in the recent times, nearly every leading module maker has a BC product on display. So this also means more BC products are expected to hit the commercial market and eventually would also enter into our top modules list. So this slide gives you an overview of the technology representation of the top 3 commercial efficiencies since 2023. And as you can see here, most of the top 1 and top 2 is represented by BC. But as far as the top 3, this portion, during the major chunk of 2024, it's also BC. So let's go into more details of this top 1 ranking. So here you can see how the top efficiency of the BC as well as the top modules have improved. So as you can see here, a 1.6% absolute efficiency has been gained by the commercially available BC modules from 2023, which is the highest. looking at the top two, this is also again BC, and it's the top two efficiency has gained by 1.4% from 2023, and the top among the top three, I think the major portion of 2024 it was, but initially it was earlier TOPCon, then BC with 22.8%, and then again BC, but then again HJT has won the space of top three for a very brief period during August 2023 to April 2024. Then after that, it's mostly the BC's forte. And the top three efficiency has gained by 1.45%. And this gives you an overview about the products and their representation in top modules. So initially there were only three companies. This was LONGi, SPIC, and and Maxion. Yes. And ICO has entered at this point, and that has remained consistent with four players in the BC segment. And this slide really gives a brief overview of how BC technology efficiency window has been increasing. So it was 22.8 in the beginning of 2023. So it went to 23.6, then 24, then 24.2. And finally, right now, this was achieved in June, and it is still the highest level. And the lower end of the band was 22.3, and it was increased by 2 times to 22.8. One time to 22.8. And since this is a special webinar, and LONGi is a key contributor for today's webinar, so what I did is I just summarized the progress of LONGi's products with efficiency and power within our top module. So LONGi was at 22.8 and 590-watt product. I think LONGi entered in our list in October 2022. So this is the same level, what you see here at the beginning of 2023. And it was improved to 23.2 and 24.1, along with the incremental change in power rating also. Then finally at 24.2, this was in June, and this is continuing. Okay, so this brings to the conclusion. So general top modules has been presenting the top commercial module analysis, and then companies are increasingly commercializing high efficiency products. As far as the BC is concerned, the current highest level is 24.4%, not only in BC, for the entire top modules. And BC is also the part of the top 1 and 2 ranks, and right now also in top 3. The number of companies, however, representing the BC technology in our top modules is rather limited at 4, but I think this might change very soon. So with this conclusion, I would like to stop sharing my screen.